Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're gonna have some fun playing Magic. And today, because you guys have been requesting it for forever, we are playing some Azorius Magecraft tempo. So we have the basic Magecraft All-Stars here from white because they're just amazing and good. Leonin Lightscribe, Clever Lumimancer, but in blue we get to add a few really cool cards. The first one here is Symmetry Sage, which is a 1-mana 0/2 with flying. Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an insert or sorcery spell, target creature you control has base power of 2 until end of turn. That means if we cast a spell, this becomes a 1-mana 2/2 with flying, which is really good stats. But we want to be casting multiple spells and still want to get value out of it, so we need to make sure that we have other creatures to be targeting with it. So we can also target Clever Lumimancer, we can target Faerie Guidemother, and Giant Killer. Every other creature actually has a power of 2 already or greater, and so those are the only things it targets. But even if we get to target 2 things with this and get, 3 to 4 points of damage out of this card with 2 spells, it's still fantastic. Archmage Emeritus, 4-mana 2/2 Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an insert sorcery spell, draw a card. This is just a good spell in the late game. One of the biggest issues with these Magecraft decks is that they are super explosive, but have a problem of if things are removed in the early game, they're just kind of dead by the end of the game. They don't really do well in late game, but this card can let us refill our hand pretty quickly and let us keep casting spells and kind of combo off on turn 4, turn 5, and so it's pretty good stuff. The other card we need to bring in blue is Brazen Borrower, which we have seen that Adventure just works super well with the Magecraft cards because it's just busted still. Who thought that Adventure was a good idea? I wanted to try a little bit more of a tempo-y type of deck, so we bring in some things like Study Break, which also lets us learn, tap a couple creatures down. It's just good. We have Divide by 0 as well. These are all just kind of 1-ofs, 2-ofs to make sure that we can have a little bit of interaction, which a lot of the other Magecraft decks don't have a ton of, and this definitely helps us out. So this is pretty straightforward, short but sweet. Let's go and dive into the gameplay, see how it does for us. All right, guys, we are so close to 40,000 subscribers, so daily reminder to hit the subscribe button. Come on, let's get there. Let's do it quick. Share it with your friends, and that's it. Let's go and dive into the gameplay. Here we go. All right, well, this deck definitely needs creatures, so we're gonna mulligan this one away. Better keep this one. Drop a Faerie Guidemother. And what do I lead off with first? It probably is Clever Lumimancer. Yeah, it is for sure, because then we can play out Symmetry Sage, pump this by 2, and then Defiant, with the Defiant Strike as well. So big ol' hit. We like it. Okay, play out Island, Symmetry Sage. I guess we go ahead and attack and see if they will block. All right, yeah, so Defiant Strike here, hit for 5. Yeah. Good stuff. And then a Leonin Lightscribe. Hopefully we find one more 1-drop thing to play, like an Opt would be really good here. But then Faerie Guidemother into the next turn. Whew, man, this is fast. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. So I can hit for a lot of damage here. They're gonna play lots of stuff out. They are playing multiple colors. They have all the colors right now, actually. Do I try to just keep going aggro, hopefully find something else? I don't think so. I think, man, Leonin Lightscribe is so good if we find it here. So pass the turn now. I was gonna say I could like attack in for a fake, but I can't literally get through for any damage with the 0 power that I have on these guys. That's probably one of the biggest issues, is that gets a little bit annoying. We have 0 power on some guys. All right, they're holding on to these Fabled Passages, so definitely a landfall deck. Oh my goodness. Please no Scoot Swarms. They probably hold off one more turn if they do play Scoot Swarms here. Valakut Exploration. Oh. Huh. Would you look at that? Yasharn. Okay, and crack this and play out Yasharn. Grab another forest. Does it go to hand or does it go to the battlefield? It goes to hand, I believe. Basic forest and a basic plains card. Reveal those cards, put them into your hand. Yeah, that's good. All right, red mana. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here. It's a lot of stuff. All right, another spell. Well, okay. So we have one spell that we can cast. We can get Clever Lumimancer to be a 5/3. Still dies to Yasharn. I kind of like to see... Can do this at instant speed, or is this only sorcery speed? I guess I might as well choose it now. I think I can cast it whenever I want to. We're just going to put it onto the Symmetry Sage. It becomes a 4/3 with a Leonin Lightscribe. Put it onto itself. Another Clever Lumimancer. All right, well, swing in here. Keep some damage rolling. Down to 11 and pass the turn. All right, how bad does this turn get? That's the real question here. Showdown of the Scalds. All right. Valakut Exploration is a fantastic card. This is a card that I think almost everyone has forgotten that it's actually in this format. Like, a Dryad actually is a really good card, but it actually doesn't die to that many things either. There is still a lot of value in landfall. There's a lot of rampy decks there that want ramp. Like, so honestly, and it fixes the mana stuff. I'm honestly kind of interested to see if this ends up becoming a thing later. All right, so unfortunately, they still have a Gilded Goose to be blocking with. So we don't have like an instant lethal board because this can block too much stuff. But we do have a lot of damage. We just need to find a few more spells. Unfortunately, the Faerie Guidemother doesn't allow itself to be able to cast again from the Mavinda. We're going to take like 5 here. Seems like a good deck to be playing like the Emergent Sequence card as well. There it is, yeah, Emergent Sequence. Yeah, more lands with Dryads. Ancient. Okay, so this is basically their deck. They're trying to like one-shot kill us with this. Yeah, so Emergent Sequence will come out and it will trigger Ancient Greenwood Warden. Everything triggers twice, so the Valakut Exploration, all the mana. So they basically are just trying to go off Valakut Exploration to let them kind of refill their hand. But at the same time, though, I feel like that's part of their main way to win, or to swing on the next turn. So like we're very close to being all sorts of dead. That's a lot of things on the battlefield. Another Exploration, yeah, that would definitely ramp it up. Cracks a Fable Passage. Oh, another Emergent Sequence. Yes, okay. This is actually really cool. These are the kind of decks that typically are too slow to really work. They went off pretty quick, though. I mean, like, they have so much ramp that they can make this happen quickly. But usually if you have that much ramp, it's hard to have that many cards to do it with. It's a difficult stuff, you know? Another Dryad. Another land to play. They have an Evolving Wilds. Oh, Fable Passage. That makes sense. Wow. Like, we definitely have lost now because they have Gilded Goose. If they didn't have Gilded Goose, one spell off the top could probably help. So actually, we have a way to tap it down. There are some cards in our deck that can tap it down. So like, we are sticking around because we could legitimately win in a turn or two. In one turn, I mean. Because we don't have two. But we could legitimately win on the next turn with a couple of spells off the top. Show of Confidence might also get us there. I'm not sure. Yep. Counters onto everything. That is really loud. I mean, we can hope that they'll draw themselves out here. How much are we taking to this? We might be dead to the Valakut Explorations and a swing in here. Everything is Vigilance. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're dead. This probably has Phylath, like one of a Phylath in here too. Come on, mill yourself out. You know you want to get greedy. All right, now we have to block everything to not be dead. So yeah, it's over. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers. They have what, 4 more triggers with Felidar Retreat. Dang, this is actually kind of insane. And by kinda, I mean like holy crap. All right, so 14 cards currently in exile. So we're taking 14 before anything else happens. This is a one-turn combo kill. Well, I mean, they're basically playing solitaire. It's just combo off your entire deck. Like, all right, sorry, it's loud. Let me turn this down for you guys. Turn it down a little bit there. Oh, do I not have my music on? Oh, there's just not any music. All right. Yeah, okay. I want to see it happen. So they can crack Fabled Passage and get 4 more cards out of here if they wanted to. 17 cards to hit. We have to block, even if we do block everything, we're dead. So yeah, good game. That's yeah. What we do is we block everything. We'd go down to lose 12 there, but then we would take 17 from Valakut's Awakening, our exploration at the end of the turn. So awesome deck. That was super fun. Loss. Like, I'm okay losing like that every once in a while. That's good stuff. Up against Shimizu, man, I need white mana. 1 white source and suddenly we have a pretty sweet hand though. Show confidence, everything like that. Like, if we have 1 white source, Guiding Voice becomes awesome here, because then we can find Experimental Sciences, find more white mana. I mean, if we have 1 white mana, I guess we're going for Clever Lumimancer. I'm gonna hope that we find it, because it's just so good if we do. Here it is. There she blows. Okay, we're not doing it. All right. Play out Clever Lumimancer, pass the turn. All right, we have Silundi Vision to cast, which is just something there. We have Guiding Voice, which is probably actually the best play. Oh, there's white mana. Okay, now I'm not as worried. Instant speed there. So Guiding Voice onto Lumimancer. Put it onto itself. Let's grab... All right, sweet. Dang it, man. Ah, that's really annoying. We were finally comboing off with this deck, and it's just bad. People just immediately skip to that. And we'll play out the long games, but these short games, any game we win is going to be like 2 seconds long. And that's kind of how these decks go. But that's... I'm sorry, guys. What am I supposed to do? All right, up against Vermora. I can speak right. This is definitely a keepable hand. We have the Silundi Vision, which is a tap land here, but 2 mana for the Symmetry Sage. Hopefully we'd find more. But we have Clever Lumimancer into Guiding Voice. Guiding Voice is one of the best things we can play, especially up against a black deck, which will probably hold off on the Heartless Act. Don't fire it off right away. Or claim the Firstborn into Extinction Event. Okay, well, that's just all sorts of rude. All right, well then. This is a card that's been seeing a lot more play, and I don't like it. It's too good. All right, Clever Lumimancer, Symmetry Sage. Wouldn't have mind another land there. Next turn we have Guiding Voice and Opt. Hopefully hit a land. Thrill of Possibilities. 3 cards in the graveyard. Extinction Event. Oh. What is this deck? Playing Extinction Events and Acroxas? I don't like them at all. All right, Mavinda. Pass the turn. Yeah, unfortunately, if we don't like do well in the first couple turns, this deck becomes a lot worse. Reanimation? No. Doesn't appear so. All right, so we need to figure out some stuff. First things first, let's opt. Keep that on top. Let's go ahead and play out Leonin Lightscribe. Swing in for 2. Pass the turn. We have to be getting out a way to actually kill them. And Lightscribe is kind of our main way. Another board wipe here would be awful. I'm assuming they're going to be playing some other stuff here. Prox is a big bad boy. I can throw stuff into the graveyard that we can play again with Mavinda. So what do I want to get rid of? Defiant Strike is okay. It's instant speed. Study Break would be kind of nice here. Let's go Guiding Voice. We have other things that can learn in the hand already. Soul Shatter. Highest mana value, so Mavinda dies. Okay. Trying to find a land so I can cast some more things. That's a land. All right, so if I attack in, I have Defiant Strike into Show of Confidence. Otherwise, I can Study Break and tap him down on their upkeep or before attacks. All right, so they are going for the block here. Luckily, Show of Confidence is going to be great here for us. We get 3 counters onto this. Yeah, so it gets big. Quite large in stature, some might say. All right, good stuff. It's a 5/5. We have a big boy. Oh, I hate people so much sometimes. Pass the turn. So this deck, I put a sideboard that didn't have double visions. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay, what all do we have here? Up to 2 target creatures. Trying to see if I need to learn. Expanded Anatomy isn't the worst thing. I could reduce the memory and kill the double visions. We're so far away from winning anything here. How do we come back from this? Instruction to Annihilation can kill their stuff. Do I care about having them have a 3/2? We need to get rid of this before we can do anything else. So exile that. We're losing the race by far. So we attack. Since we can't actually block now. So maybe giving him a card would have been better, but I have more confidence in to look at 3/2 than whatever else they're doing here today. Oh man. Skull Raid, that's a good card too. All right, so this deck is, I think it's the Foretell guy. The deck, it's a deck all about with the Foretell guy that makes things cost 2 less to cast or whatever. Does that work with X spells? Like the Erebos' Intervention? That'd be interesting. Wow. Alrighty then. All right, well, yeah. Let's go ahead and pump him up. We might just have to block him. We'll see. Drew all of the wrong side of our deck here this time around. Crackle with power. Nice. Good game. Wow, man, we got trounced by a pile of garbage that was phenomenal, but also really annoying. All right, up against Jackie Net. Man, I would love to be on the play one of these times. This is a deck that really, really wants that. Opts. I would call it right now Prismari Dragons or something like that. I have like a 7th sense about these things. 6th sense is already, you know, busy doing other stuff, but okay, maybe I'm wrong. Now I'm thinking like Teamer. I don't know. Oh, interesting. Well, we play out Lightscribe. We swing in for 1. Pass the turn. Try to get as much damage through next turn. Untap land would be amazing for Defiant Strike and to show confidence. Grow the board enough to get through Lotus Cobras and such. Actually, we probably just Kabira Takedown this. Just get that off the board. We do not want Lotus Cobras around here. Not around these parts. Interesting. Okay, Symmetry Sage. Let's see which one they don't block with. All right, so we Kabira take down the Lotus Cobra. Is this Snake Tribal? That'd be awesome. Pump up the Giant Killer. Kill the Serpent down to 16. Pass the turn. Hope for no board wipes. With how many creatures they're playing, they shouldn't have it. All right, so this is similar to the other deck we played a while back. Is this the same person? Guaranteed some, like, some YouTuber did this recently. Hate those guys. Ugh. Keep messing up all the fun. All right, Silundi Vision is interesting. I want to be able to play a land if I find one. So let's go ahead and let's go Defiant Strike first. All right, there we go. Sweet. Yeah, every time that we have a good setup, people scoop immediately. I mean, I probably would too, but it's kind of annoying when I'm trying to get good video and I'm gonna have like 5 minutes of good gameplay and then like a ton of losses because those ones are the ones that take forever. Yay. All right, up against tap 8 and keep this hand. Play out Symmetry Sage, pass the turn. Symmetry Sage is a little bit interesting actually because in this case I might have been able to go with Giant Killer and had something to attack with on the next turn. I guess now in hindsight it actually worked out okay for us. Whenever it mutates, put counters onto it. All right, well, Giant Killer should come into play hopefully soon. No blocks. I get to draw a card. Divide by 0. Yeah. All right, hit for 6. We get to grab... Maybe it's Expanded Anatomy. If we can have Vigilant blockers, at least blocker for 1 turn. Is that better than removal? We actually don't even have Reduced in Memory right now. Environmental Sciences could be nice, let us cast multiple things. But I think we're going to go Expanded Anatomy. Try to close this out quicker. Down to 14, pass the turn. Land would be the best, so I can play out Leonin Lightscribe and Faerie Guidemother. Not a land. Well. Also kind of the wrong color to be able to do anything with that. So I think it is just Expanded Anatomy. Let's go, let's see, that'll make it to a 3/3. Let's go here. Stern Dismissal. Rude. Not gonna block. Down to 11, pass the turn. Maybe I should have grabbed Experimental Sciences. Yeah. It was a little bit greedy. I didn't expect this one though. Like, I was thinking maybe Heartless Act or whatever. But typically in a Mutate deck, it's like all creatures. Oh, man. Pouncing Shore Shark is the worst. So Giant Killer is really nice here, though. Yeah, it gets the hidden for 5, down to 12. That's so much blue mana. We do not need this much blue mana. Kill in response. Yeah, we kill it now. We don't want them to be bouncing. And this will force them to play out a creature, which right now we know there's not too many of those they might have in hand. And then have mutate stuff. So we should have at least one turn to kind of figure things out. Home Raider as one of their creatures. Interesting. Archmage Emeritus is cool stuff. We can only cast one thing this turn. I think we go for more card draw and just kind of play this out a little bit slower. I'd love to be able to cast something the turn I play this, though. Like, it's this or just say Leonin Lightscribe and play nothing else. It just feels bad, man. We need to start finding lands. We need to find more white mana. Pass the turn. So we know that they have Sea Dasher Octopus swinging in here if they want. Draw more cards. Dirge Bat. Crap. Man, they've just had all of it. All of the things. And we cannot find our second white source. Maybe I shouldn't be running as many blue sources, because like we do want blue mana, but we definitely want more white mana than blue mana. Oh boy. Do I draw a card here, try to find more white mana? Like we have to find a land eventually, right? We know that if they mutate onto this, it's dead anyway. So let's draw a card. We need to find something and quick. Brazen Borrower ain't bad. All right, so attack in. Am I just bouncing this back to hand? Both things go back to hand. They get the Tome Raider again. They're a few turns away from doing anything with it. I suppose. I don't know, guys. Let's see if we can make this work. We are very, very far behind, but we also have them down to 8 life. Which is, it's a thing that we did. It's awesome. They have something to cast. I guess they can play out just a straight up Dirge Bat. That probably would have been the smarter thing for them to play, right? Yeah. Come on, deck. Death Touch now. Well, Clever Lumimancer. Pass the turn. We're just going to bring out a Brazen Borrower. Yeah, the Dirge Bat is actually not that amazing for mutating onto stuff. It's 6 mana to do it. It's better as playing out for 4 mana and then mutating 3 things onto it on the next turn afterwards. That's when Dirge Bat gets busted. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can beat this deck right now. We can hope they try attacking and we get to trade off with Brazen Borrower. It's just a matter of how many things die before that. Dirge Bat goes on to it. We take 2. They kill the flyer, is my guess. And hopefully they forget about the Brazen Borrower. If they had a land, I think they would go for it right away. Swing in. We're going to try for it. They could have Stern Dismissal again. Lets us have a bounce spell, though. Does that actually help? It kind of does. We get to pump Lumimancer another time. They have some sort of thing to play. Ha 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 ha. Wow. Ah, man, I can't cast anything. All right, well, Guiding Voice. Grab, where is it? Environmental Sciences. Cast this. Grab a Plains. So I get +4 with a Faerie Guidemother. So that's up to 9. They get to kill something for sure next turn, but maybe only one thing. So we just play out something else, down to 6 past the turn. Hopefully we can win with this Faerie Guidemother. And hopefully not be dead too. They're really close to killing us. How many mutations does this have? All right, so this is number 3. So we take 3 here. Kills this. Okay, and have nothing else in hand. You can do it. I believe in you. The life gain it gets to. Oh yeah, okay. We're all sorts of dead. Oh, well, okay. All right, up against Tessic. We're on the play. This is fantastic. We have a few cards that are actually very integral to our deck, and so I probably mulligan this to try to find those cards. We do have 4 mana to get up to Emeritus, but we want to play that later game. That's kind of our way to kind of get back into a game at some point. So we mulligan and try to find these guys. There we go. We found them. Life's good. Keep this, drop, divide by 0. It's actually a pretty nice card here. Maybe it's Faerie Guidemother that we drop, or a land. This has interaction. I'm going to hold on for interaction over the Faerie Guidemother. We have the lands to do it, and it's going to be on curve. I'm hoping to find like an opt here off the top. That'd be fantastic. Emeritus. Let's see here, actually. They have some sort of spell. Ha! Send the message. That's right. Kabira Takedown can come in tapped. Okay, pass the turn. Kabira, I was debating there if I want to play out the tapped land so I can get up to Emeritus. We need to have spells that we can cast. This is one of the biggest issues of... actually, yeah, I guess I do bounce the Lumimancer. I didn't realize target spell or permanent. Like, why wasn't I able to target the Bonecrusher Giant? I tried to. But, like, it wasn't letting me target it. That was really weird. But this does kill the Bonecrusher Giant, so it's still fine. Let's go, maybe Transformation could be good. Expand Anatomy is decent. Environmental Sciences, also pretty good. Let's just go with Environmental Sciences. Pass the turn. So, Winota? Maybe not. Ah. Maybe it is. Spell Emeritus, pass the turn. Opponent scoops to the Emeritus? Wow. All right, guys. So we went 3-4 with this deck. And so, yeah, 3 wins, 4 losses. And this deck is crazy powerful. I don't think it's more powerful than some of the other ones, but Symmetry Sage definitely is really good for Magecraft. Archmage Emeritus could be really good. There are a few other spells you can end up bringing in that are good with Magecraft as well, but for the most part, those are like the other inclusions in blue. And my thoughts with this deck is, first off, we needed more white mana, and I don't know why I have an even number of plains and islands, because I definitely should not have. I think it's because these both have double blue on them, Brazen Borrower and Emeritus, that I automatically did it that way. And I do have technically more white mana with, where is it? Kabira Takedown, 2 copies of that and 1 copy of Silundi Vision, so I'm a little bit but I should have gone probably one or maybe two more towards planes. This is one of the biggest issues, though, is that the mana base is awful because there's just not good mana base for these colors. Like if you are looking up mana bases for this, we have temples, we have tap lands, and this is a deck that does not want to be playing tap stuff. So it's a very explosive deck that has a lot of weaknesses. And so like that's a typical Magecraft type of deck. This is like the prowess type of deck or whatever. And that's basically what Magecraft is a version of prowess. And you know, in the past you could play a prowess deck, you know, in blue red or whatever, and it was good, but it wasn't crazy, you know, consistent. And that's just how it goes. It's a good thing to do. It's really powerful, really explosive. If you find the right sequences, it's great. The issue is to find the right sequences. A lot of times you have to mulligan for the best pieces. You have to find the creatures. You usually are playing decks that have like 20 spells, you know, only so many creatures. This way we're able to fit more creatures in because of Faerie Guidemothers and giant killers, whatever. But typically you don't have, it's usually like 20, it's like an even amount of creatures, instant sorceries, and land. And every once in a while you just don't find creatures. So you have to mulligan down to a lower amount. Well, the issue with that is that then if they have any removal, they're taking out half the good stuff from your hand. You know, like if they have any pieces of removal, you're just out of the game on turn 1, turn 2. That's also one of the reasons that these decks are good, is that you can usually decide the game by turn 1, turn 2 most of the time. And so it's a good thing to kind of just like, if you're trying to play quick games or whatever, these are the perfect decks to be doing quick games with. And so first things I would change, of course, is I would fix the islands and plains here. Sideboard, I think that we could switch it up. I think we only needed one expanded anatomy, and add instead one, man, we almost got to 7 mana a few times, but I don't think we actually ever did fully get to 7 mana. But Mascot Exhibition could be good. The other card that could be good here is an actual just like creature to be playing, because this deck needs creatures. And Fractal Summoning is a good one. Inkling Summoning could also be good. They both required 2 of each color. I would probably go to Inkling Summoning because you're going to have more white. Spirit Summoning may be better, but having a flyer is sometimes nice to be able to pump up and do stuff with. Fractal Summoning, if you have lots of mana, can be really good in late game. So I don't know, I'm in between with those, but like one of these just like creature cards could actually be really nice. Teachings of the Archaics could also be really good in this deck, because you do end up emptying out your hand while still playing lots of spells. So maybe that's a good way to just kind of draw lots of stuff and keep it going. I mean, there's always the Injection of Prophecy, but I would definitely play this over that, even though it sometimes doesn't draw you cards at all. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, this deck overall I think is powerful. Like there's just the Clever Lumimancer, Leonin Lightscribe, that kind of stuff like is good. We had a hard time finding the right hands. Like I kept a few hands I shouldn't have initially with this deck. By the way, I'm probably not showing one of the losses in this one just because it was really boring. They just had all the answers, killed us really slowly, and I just didn't want to show that because I was never ahead at like any point during the game, and so it's just not fun. Anyway, yeah, so this is the deck. Yeah, not a whole lot more to dive into this one. I'm not exactly sure how to fix it. Mana base can be improved for sure. That's about it. I think that basically everyone's been asking for Azorius Magecraft. That's why I did it. But I wouldn't play this one too much. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. If you didn't, still like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.